and you keep walking my way. I'll stare at the wall in silence as I ignore you. Well, you can live your life, and I will live mine. Anything you try could break my concentration as I breathe down. Breathe back in, breathe back in. Breathe back in,
Music is music. I don't look at it as rock or R&B, all that kind of stuff. I just look at it as music, you know. But I feel sorry for anybody who only listens to one form of music.
Unsigned, you're listening to the Freeza Block Show. Local, milehighunderground.com. Unsigned, local artists, unsigned artists. Music you may have never heard before. Music you'll want to hear again. All right here on the Freeza Block Show.
Welcome in. It is a Freeza Block Show. So very, very happy to have everybody listening in and alongside. Today, we have a great show. It's Buffalo Party in the studio. We're very psyched. We're stoked to have them on in. Welcome on in, Buffalo Party. Sorry about that. Give you guys some applause and let the people know what kind of music it is that you guys play and all that kind of stuff. Welcome on in, Buffalo Party. All right, man.
This is Drew from Buffalo Party. We sort of get together about, I don't know, 6 some odd months ago and gone through some transitions, but we get out there, play some pop songs, keep it easy. Keep it chill and sexy.
Sexy indeed, man. I like the fact I saw you guys at Goosetown Tavern for Goose Fest. It was really, really cool, man. A great stage over there right across the street from the Bluebird. And you guys put on one hell of a show, man. It was really, really cool, man. And I like the fact that you guys switch things up. And, you guys are multi-talented, I would say. Especially between Drew and Marie there. You guys actually, I would think that the whole time it was Marie doing the vocals on the deal, but you guys do a little bit of switching up, and I like that a lot, man. I love that.
Yeah, we, it all sort of formulated under just sort of the simple concept that me and Marie were going to start writing songs together. We were fortunate enough to both be songwriters prior to this project. With their own respective bands. So when we did finally get together, it's like, I'll bring some to the table. She brings some to the table. And then, work on reforming a couple covers as well, and seeing them in our own light, and make something sort of fresh, something familiar, but at the same time something original as well.
I like the fresh part, man. It's, and that's what it is. It's fresh, man. It's a lot different than I guess maybe a lot of folks might expect. I don't know. I don't even know what and when you hear the name Buffalo Party, you don't know what to expect, right? How did you guys come up with that one? I love the name, by the way, Buffalo Party.
And a lot of that came around with Maria. I'll let her explain that a little bit.
Okay, so Buffalo Party. Honestly, I was in a band called Ghost Buffalo for a long time in this town, and we did a lot of things. We were signed to Suburban Home Records. Long time passed, broke up in 2008, 8-ish, 9, and I have all these great records that we wrote, and I had a lot of other bands. I was like, it'd be really cool to make a band called Buffalo Party and just do like renditions of all these songs that I have, and I'll just have like the members from, if I can get the members from the old bands to come and play, we can kind of do it lounge style. Well, of course that never happened, and me and him just started playing songs, and he started playing bass. He jumped on accordion, David bass, and we were like, that name's cool, and it's totally not the band that I was intending at all, but everybody liked the name and it just stuck. So that's
it holds
nice.
History.
The whole thing was not planned, and it was supposed to be something different, but I'm so stoked on.
I love the way it turned out. It is
Yeah.
Buffalo Party. We have Drew, David, Gavin, Joe, and Marie. They are Buffalo Party. And you know what? You guys drop a few songs here. You guys have got a few songs already that you've had, produced and stuff like that. So I'm going to go ahead and play one. We're going to, I don't know, I'll let you start because there was 3 of them there. So I'll let you guys pick the first one that you guys want me to share with the rest of the people out there. So
First song group vote is
I love the vote. I love it. Nobody can decide.
Yeah.
Burning Blue Skies. Let's kick off with that.
And before, of course, what we get to the song, we always like to know, about the song a little bit, what it might mean to you guys, and just kind of a quick breakdown.
So yeah, Burning Blue Skies is actually one that I wrote a couple years ago. It's one that I ended up writing a lot of songs, and it's hard to find the right time to display each and every one of them. But Burning Blue Skies is just it's kind of what is it? It's trying to be hopeful in when you don't feel hopeful, I guess. Yeah.
And of course, it's always subjective. It could mean anything to anybody, so it's all good. Indeed. Buffalo Party. This song is called Burnin' Blue Skies. MileHighUnderground.com, the Freeza Block Show.
Hope I don't see the blue skies go. Hope I don't see the blue skies go. And when I see the distant future, my eyes go gray. And when I see the tears welling up in that shade, I wanna burn you down. I wanna make you see the nightmare you really are. I wanna burn you down. Day 1 and I never slept. Day 2 I was so upset. Day 3 and apparently last week's just a memory. Time ain't gonna wait around. Time ain't gonna turn you down. 21st century, they ain't gonna stop us now. Fake faces and vanity, real lives fake democracy. Make a man wanna question work, make a man wanna go berserk, make a man hold his hand for change, make a man feel insanity, make a man so oblivious, the ground crumbling under us. I don't see the blue skies. Oh. I don't see the blue skies. Oh. And when I see the distant future, my eyes go gray. And when I see the tears welling up in that shade, I wanna burn down. I wanna make you see the nightmare you really are. I wanna burn you down. I wanna make you see the nightmare you really are. I wanna burn you down.
Buffalo Party. That's right. You guys give yourselves some applause.
Hey.
I don't have my applause button on me, so hey, we'll get that thing going though. It is Buffalo Party, and that song again was called "Burning Skies." Man, really, really good stuff.
Burning blue skies.
Yeah, burning blue skies. My bad. I'm sorry, man, about that.
It's all the same.
Good stuff, man. Buffalo Party, indeed. And Drew, tell us a little bit about the folks, what you do. You're kind of like the front guy for the Buffalo Party, kind of. I mean, we have some fronts. So
I guess I sort of end up being the constructor a little bit. Obviously Marie takes the lead vocals farther than I could, and I love that about what's going on with it. And really, it's kind of nice that we get to have a simplistic attitude towards this band. Really, everyone gets kind of. I mean, we're fortunate to all come together. First off, and we're also fortunate that this is sort of just like a thing on the side for us, and we can keep in sort of a loungy sort of vibe. We can all relate to each other very well and express in a very simple manner. So that's really what I like to hold on to this, and no one overdo it. Let's just you get the right amount of people putting the right pieces together, and you get something that comes out very genuine. I think
I like it, and I like the way you guys' setup is too. The way you guys set up on stage. It's a little bit different than most, because I guess you guys kind of share the lead spot, a little bit there. Mm-hmm. And talk to us a little bit about why you guys do it that way, and all that. Anybody else want to take it? Yeah, because everybody's tired of hearing Drew.
Well, that being said,
honestly, this is the first band I haven't played guitar in. It's really hard. I've written a lot of these songs, and I just give it over to Gavin because he's a better guitar player than me, and Drew does things on the keyboard. It's too many guitars, so it's a little rough for me because I don't like standing out there without an instrument, but it's also been exciting.
You feel a little bit exposed, huh?
Oh yeah, I don't like it.
Yeah, not at all.
It's gotten. I've never been in a band where I don't play guitar. I've always played guitar, so it's been hard, but it's been awesome because these guys are so rad. They're just amazing musicians, and I don't need. And I play rhythm guitar. He takes over so much, you know.
And I noticed that, like, you know, the time I did see you, you know, I could tell when I couldn't tell, but I mean, I could see where you kind of close your eyes and just kind of get into the groove and into the music,
Right.
and that's where you're at. And you know, that's where I can see that you lose, that I guess insecurity of not having a guitar or a keyboard or something in front of you.
Yeah,
Which
just
is
to be
really kick-ass.
sidetracked or whatever. You know what I mean?
That's it. It's all about being sidetracked in the house. Hey, that bell again, man, folks. Everybody was waiting. Indeed, that's for a hit or a shot. It doesn't necessarily have to be weed or alcohol, but just a little something to get us through the show. And
Yeah.
it's for those playing.
Yeah.
Only for those playing at home. So everybody, break it on out. It'll give you a minute to break it out, and then we'll. Then you guys can know us too on the deal.
We should have brought a bottle of tequila.
We're ill-informed about the bell.
Well, I always spring it on you at the last second because it's really just for the folks playing it. It's all good. Indeed. Yeah, Joe, let's talk to you a little bit about how you got hooked up with these guys and talk about how you started playing drums and doing stuff when you were a kid and all that.
Long story short, just I met Drew about 7 years ago. We were working in the same restaurant and always had a musical connection. 90% of our conversations were about music. Knew Drew was a player. I've yet to immerse myself in music at that point, but always had a fascination with it. So started my other project about 5 years ago, and just kind of through the scene that is Denver, met all these dudes and gals, and we just always continued to talk about music and philosophize about music and just share our opinions and interests. And once the idea of this project came up, I remember the day that Drew, he literally came to where I was working and waited for me to take me to the first jam because he wasn't taking no for an answer.
That's what I'm talking about.
It was on from that point, from the very first practice. I knew that the songs were really rad, and was obviously a fan of Marie's for a while from Pretty Mouth. That's her current main project, and just kind of knew like stylistically what I was getting myself into, and knew that it was gonna go really well. Being a new drummer myself, not trying to Neil Peart, my parts over here. I'm just trying to like do what's appropriate and what the song calls for. So
right.
The practices, really, the first couple of practices, everything came together really nicely, and we had our first show after like 4 or 5 practices. And from the first show on, from the way we all felt, from the way the crowd reacted, we kind of just knew we had something. So we're just excited to expand and just see where the songs go from here.
Well, Gavin, tell us a little bit about that first show before you fall asleep back there, man. It's all good, man, and I'm sure
the first show was excellent.
Yeah.
Playing with these guys is fantastic. Got a cool sound.
Tell us a little bit about your background playing, and how a little bit about how you got hooked up with all this crew here.
Yeah. So I met Drew maybe a year or two ago, and he had a project he wanted to start, a solo project he calls Grammar School. So he asked me to play some guitar and banjo on it, and we've been doing that for a while, and it's pretty awesome. And got to know Marie through Drew, and they asked me to get on this project with them. And
tell us a little bit about your background when you started playing. How you got interested in music. Were your folks big time into it?
Gavin's kind of a whiz kid.
Yeah. No, nobody in my immediate family plays music, but I have some cousins that are very good musicians. And I got a keyboard in high school, learned how to play, started some bands, picked up guitar, then just kept getting more instruments.
You were starting your own bands at the time?
Yeah, I played in a metal band, played in an Americana band, then moved out here. I'm from Pennsylvania.
All right. Steelers fan?
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
figured as much. Get the hell out of here.
Gavin and I actually
I'm just messing with you.
Gavin and I actually did a little recordings back in Pittsburgh back in December, and it was my first time being out there, and it was actually
I hear it's a beautiful place, man.
Yeah,
Really
it's super awesome. Actually, the studio that we recorded with, actually, I'll give them a shout out right now because they are actually set to do their grand opening tomorrow in Pittsburgh. It's the Library Collaborative. All those guys working up in there really took us in with open arms, and dead middle of the winter, man, we just made a good, probably 14-hour.
Let's give them a shout
recording.
out. Yeah, let's give them a shout out one more time. Give them the name.
As the Library Collaborative. Library Collaborative, also known as Libco. A lot of great engineers working in there and artists working in there. Those guys really have put a lot into just working together, coming from all different areas and all different sort of influences. And I'm actually really stoked to see what happens when we go back out there and record the next few songs of Grammar School tracks with that Pittsburgh connection.
Nice, man. Good stuff, man. Have you guys done anything now, like these tracks that we're featuring today? Is that part of what you guys have done with those guys, or
no? That's Black and Blue.
Okay.
So I got to give it a shout out to Black and Bloom, because Black and Bloom is a studio here in Denver. My wonderful friend Chris Fogel and Dan Fox started that studio. Well, Chris Fogel had been working at 8 Houses Down way back in the day. I mean, this is like old school punk rock Denver.
Okay.
And he branched off and started Black and Bloom with my drummer from a previous band of mine called Little Thunder. And it's a rad studio, and those guys are my family. But anything I record, I'm going to go to Black and Bloom. Nice. I'm going to make everybody go to Black and Bloom because they're family.
That's right. Buffalo Party. We have Buffalo Party in the studio. They're recommending Black and Blue Studios, but it is Buffalo Party. We've got Drew, Marie, David, Gavin, and Joe, man. We are having a great time. It is a Buffalo Party, man. Let's rock and roll.
That's how we do.
Indeed, man. You guys are so cool, man.
I love when that bell rings.
Really? Yeah, that's no doubt about it, man. That's how we roll. Well, you know what? When you watch it on the replay, you guys can break it on out and do it just right.
I got one Bud Light hidden in the car somewhere. I can take off that.
Well, we haven't talked to David back there. He's been waiting patiently to tell us his story about being born with a bass guitar in his hand, or what is this?
It all started in 1984 for me. Actually, I just bought my first bass guitar about 10 years ago. My old man started me off on the acoustic guitar, the humble acoustic guitar.
Right.
When I was a kid, and I've known Drew and Marie for a few years now, kind of in the Denver music scene, and we were sharing a practice space a few months ago, and they were like, "Oh, we kind of need a bass player," and I was like, "Well, I can play bass." And
I just happened to be running around the studio.
Jam session, and that kind of clicked, and I've been having a great time, and really appreciate having the opportunity to play with all these guys.
Cool, man.
And that's my story.
Have you had a lot of his, running around doing a lot of different bands, or have you just been kind of like filling in, or how have you kind of
one main band, Crimson Crows, I've been doing for about 4 years, and then I've played I played some like for hire gigs, doing mostly guitar stuff, kind of with my buddies' bands here and there. So I'm always open and looking for people to jam with, or if they need a sub, or just to kind of. Yeah,
no, that's good, man. And you keep yourself busy that way, and keep yourself off the streets and needles out of your arms.
Definitely keep myself off the streets.
David Sardone definitely stays off the streets by being an immaculate guitar player.
I'm working on food on the table. That's the next step.
I hear you. Aren't we all? Aren't we all? Indeed, indeed. It is Buffalo Party in the studio. Drew, David, Gavin, Joe, and Marie, man, they are having a good old time right here in the Freeza Block, man. All right. Have you guys done anything outside of Colorado, or have you planned, other than, maybe the Pittsburgh deal, man? Are you guys planning on doing anything like that, or?
We will try to, we will go on tour, I'm sure. This band, I think this band's ready to conquer some shit, honestly. But we need to record a record. We had those, honestly, we went into the studio at Black and Bloom with those 3 songs. I think we might have been a band for 3 months. I was like, we just have to go record something because we have to have something. So we're going to take this winter right write a cool record, and then get out of Denver, which will be awesome for us. But we're such a baby band. We've been, what, 7 months?
Yeah, that's
We're 7
that's
months.
not a
That's
long
crazy.
I
time.
think
man.
it formed in March, and been sort of through a lot of transitions, through the summer and just getting people together, So I would love. I think we would all love to get this band on the road and get it more exposure out there.
Have fun.
Yep.
But as it happens, everyone has individual lives, and
It's rough to
queuing
be a
all
band.
that up.
We love for that to get in the way too, baby.
Yeah.
We love for it to get in the way.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
All right, man. Hey, check it out. If you guys want to check out Buffalo Party live, you can. They're going to be Friday the 20th at Bowman's, and we're going to talk a little bit about this. It's an alligator party. It's going to be a Halloween party. I guess you guys do this thing called an alligator party, which I've completely missed out on. So, but you know what? After we play this next song, I'm going to go ahead and pick it because what the hell not?
Well,
This
dive
one's
in.
called Morning Terrors, so it's Buffalo Party. And tell us a little bit about this one. I know you guys. What is with the face, Marie?
This is a Pretty Mouth song. This song actually was recorded on Pretty Mouth's first record, Satan and Clothes, back in 2012. We don't play the song anymore at all, my band, but the song is a good song, and these guys I brought to the table, and we played it awesome. So we play it now.
Well, all right, man.
And we re-recorded it. It sounds great. So
Kick-ass. This is Buffalo Party, and this song is called Morning Terrors right here, milehighunderground.com, the Freeza Block Show, Buffalo Party.
Sleep has found me again, but I know it won't last long. Love has trapped me again, so I write another song. Heartbeats wake up, morning terrors have to wash on your soul. Your soul. A long time in the quiet, I confess I had trouble dealing. Thoughts of regret in the past, there's no time for healing. My heart beats, I wake up, morning terrors have to wash off my soul, my soul. There's nothing forgotten, I'm just surviving. The hummingbird is quiet, his heart is pounding. Time that has no value, no meaning. Who will stop to notice the bird working? Heartbeats wake up, morning terrors have to wash off your soul, your soul. Heartbeats wake up, morning terrors have to wash off my soul, my soul.
dinger.
Buffalo Party. That's right. Morning Terrors right here on MileHighUnderground.com. Morning Terrors, Buffalo Party. Indeed. Yeah, we have Buffalo Party in the studio. Drew went to go put some change in the meter, but he'll be back. And I should have said he went to go to the bathroom. That would have been more funny. Yeah, no doubt. And we have David, Gavin, Joe, Marie, and Drew. And I told Drew to sit up front because Drew does a lot of stuff with Buffalo Party. And not just, playing guitar. He also, well, as you heard in that last song, he's also a banjo guy as well. Tell us a little bit about some of the other instruments you play, and, how you developed all that and all that good stuff.
Yeah, so I have a number of instruments. Predominantly, I play acoustic guitar, accordion, and banjo. But I used to play mandolin, and I called myself the utility guy in an old band that I played in called Son of Bitch. They're actually still
What's the name?
Son of Bitch.
One more time.
Son of Bitch.
Wow, that is a great name, man.
Yeah, they're still playing, and when I can, I go there and I play with them or go on tour.
Nice.
They're based in Houston, Texas.
Cool, man.
So
I really love the fact you guys have all, seem to have like not just this project. This is almost like seems like a side project to all the other projects that you guys have. Man.
We're a family band.
It is.
Amazing, man. It's amazing, and it's the talent level is unbelievable as well. So indeed, it's Buffalo Party. And David, tell us a little bit. Was your main instrument? Was it just?
Oh, you mean
bass?
Gavin?
No.
Bass.
I'm sorry.
David, yes.
My bad.
David.
Gavin.
okay.
See, I
Yeah,
moved
sorry.
the chairs, and now look what happened. No, did you start off with guitar? Did you start? Off
No,
with,
I started off playing keyboard and piano, and then I got a guitar, of course, learned to play guitar, and then got a ukulele, learned ukulele, and then I got a mandolin and just started learning stuff. And
Were you self-taught for the
Yes.
most part? Oh,
Yes,
really
yeah.
cool, man. And now that's some serious interest. Like I always ask, your folks, encourage you? Did they have any? Like you said, I mean, none of the family members really,
yeah,
did
nobody
that.
plays anything, but they certainly encouraged it. They bought a number of my instruments when I was younger. I have some cousins that are very good musicians as well. And I don't know, I just fell in love with music. I like
Cool.
learning instruments. It's fun.
Nice, good stuff, man. Again, it's Buffalo Party. That's Gavin, and he plays guitar. He plays all that stuff, man.
Banjo and
and they
accordion.
utilize every single instrument in this band as well. So if you go see them live, make sure to see them live at the Alligator Party at Bowman's. That's Broadway in Louisiana. It's going to be a great party.
The
And make
alligator
sure-
party is free.
And make sure you bring your costume, otherwise you're really going to be harassed. I mean it too. And of course, you guys also have a show at 7th Circle down there on November 16th. I love that place. That place is like the best. 7th
Best.
Circle. I've
Yeah.
only been there once, but I'm going to go back again, man.
Yeah, with
Super
Sam
music.
Vega
Yeah.
and Today's Paramount, two excellent bands.
Yeah, there you go. I'm trying to get today's Paramount in next week. We'll see if we can get it.
They're
done.
awesome.
Indeed.
Yeah.
And David, well, let's talk to you a little bit. Was bass your first choice as deal, or did you always want to play? Do you multitask as well?
I am kind of a multitasker as well. I started on guitar, but every guitar player thinks that they can play the bass. So inevitably,
No.
I ended up with a bass in hand. By the time I was 18, I was playing in a band where we would switch off back and forth, and I always kind of like to have one around for my own toolage at home for my recording projects and when I would experiment and write songs and stuff. This has been a unique opportunity for me to just sign up solely to play the bass and to embrace the bass player hat, as I say. And it's been really nice to really work on playing that role versus approaching it like from a guitarist's perspective. So that's
Cool.
been nice for me.
Tell us a little bit about some of the other projects that you have, either on the back burner or something that you're doing at about the same time or whatever. You need to
Well,
let him in.
the main thing I've been doing is Crimson Crows, which is kind of an alternative mutt rock band, as we call it. It's a power trio.
Okay.
Been playing for about 3 or 4 years. We do like some rockabilly stuff, surf rock, and some little bit of ska flavor every once in a while.
Yeah. Crimson Crows, make sure to check those guys out. Give them a thumb and a like. And you guys have Facebook pages and all that other good stuff, right?
Definitely.
Indeed. Yes, indeed, man. Great stuff. Crimson
Another guy
Crows.
I've been playing with recently is by the name of Lee Clark Allen. He's like a piano player and a soul R&B singer-songwriter guy. He plays around town a lot. I think he's got a gig on Wednesday, this coming Wednesday at the Mercury Lounge or Mercury Cafe.
Cafe, yeah.
Mercury Cafe. Awesome.
Anyway, so that's currently
Cool, man. That's good stuff, man. And I like the fact that you know, do you do like the most, you know, like a lot of production stuff on the side? Because you seem like that kind of a guy that's got a board and sits
He
in the
runs
basement.
sound at
and-
Gary Lee's.
I have my little setup.
Yeah, he's got a setup. It's really good.
Well, at home I have like a production setup, like recording setup. I think you can call it that. And I do book music at Gary Lee's.
Yeah.
Try to keep those Saturdays
Hey.
full of.
Let's give
Yeah.
Gary Lee's a shout out too.
Yeet.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
You know, you guys got to get a gig down there here pretty soon too, as well.
We'll play.
Yeah, I know
like
a guy.
that.
So.
I like
Yeah,
that.
we
little-
know the people.
Yeah. Well, you're almost there. You're almost
We're
there.
really close.
Who does all the booking and all that kind of stuff amongst all you guys? You share it, or you know, who's in charge of that kind of stuff?
So far,
Anybody?
we really haven't done much, but I would say Marie and I would book, and actually everyone's pretty good about, you know,
We
getting
get
us in
asked,
places when we want
play
to. But yeah,
shows.
so far we just get asked. So
which is awesome.
Oh, that is kick ass. I
That-
mean,
I'm like, wow, okay,
and
awesome.
is it usually like right after a show, or do people like just get like recommend you to, from, you know what I'm saying, like word of mouth, or you know?
you know, I guess it is word of mouth, because it's kind of bizarre how we actually.
What was our first show? I feel like our first show, because I work at the Goose Town and I book shows there or book bands there.
Right. And give a shout out to Goose Town.
Goose Town, yeah.
Goose Town Tavern, home and
The
home.
place is
I
awesome.
feel like the Dead Orchids, our good friends at Dead Orchids were having a show, and I was like, oh yeah, we started this band called Buffalo Party. We'll play with you guys.
Right.
And it was our first show, and it was awesome. And I don't think, I mean,
At the time that you said that, we didn't have a band.
we didn't have a band. I was
We
like,
didn't
hey
have a
guys.
band together.
I was like, hey guys, so we have a show. I don't know what's happening with us because we've had like 5 practices, but let's go play a show. And the response was awesome. And yeah, I don't know. It's weird.
It all fell into our palms.
People have asked us to play, and I've had a few friends come through on tour, and I was like, hey, I've got this band that would be great that I'm in. Like,
And they just do it up, huh?
yeah, I mean,
Nice. Oh, that's
it's been
cool.
awesome. So I don't know. It's been a great start.
That's kind of lucky. But you
very,
know what? Being-
very lucky.
But
very
you know
lucky.
what? You guys are immersed in the scene. I mean, you know, if anybody knows, you know, if they've been around and they go to shows and stuff, they've known or seen one of 5 of you guys.
All of us.
Yeah,
You're all
we're seen
around,
somewhere.
man. You are
Yeah.
definitely all around.
We're
so
friends.
it
yeah.
might be like a little bit easier for you to get bookings and stuff.
A
like
lot
that.
easier.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Let's talk a little bit about, you know, where you guys want to go with this, as far as like maybe radio play or anything like that. You know, when it comes to being, you know, a band, or, you know, what are we doing? We just having a good time, or, you know?
we started out just having a good time.
Right.
Of course, my brain and his brain and probably all of our brains are like, wow, it'd be really cool to be popular. It'd really be, and we love playing music. It'd be cool if people liked us. So, you know, it's, if you're a musician, if you put time, you put so many years into it, you live for it.
Yeah.
So honestly, like anytime we can play or anytime we can do the radio or go on tour or any kind of love is amazing. So we're kind of open to just see where this goes. I mean, it's
Yeah.
music, it's love, it's whatever. You
It
go
is,
with
and I could feel that. You know, it's, you know, it kind of, to me, seems like for you guys, it doesn't really matter if, I mean, it does. I guess it would in the end. It would be nice, I guess.
Be nice.
But you guys like to play, and it's
like
from
to
the
play.
heart. It's
Yeah.
just from the heart, and it sounds really kick-ass, and we love it. Maria, wanted to ask you a little bit about, you know, you're growing up as a little kid and all that stuff, you know, and you know, did you, you know, also I love to ask, you know, if you guys, you know, were immersed in music when you were kids, or if you were just, you know, doing it as a teenager, or, you know.
Well, I mean, my dad was in bands the whole time. My dad's a bass player. I mean, he plays guitar too, but he was always in rock and roll bands the whole time I was growing up. At the same time, I don't know, my mom said I used to listen to records and play out Sleeping Beauty, and like, I don't know, like play out all these plays and be singing in my room, and all my animals would be like on a stage. And I think it was just the
I can imagine that. That's awesome.
Yeah, I think that I can't remember a time I wasn't singing or performing. I think I've been doing it forever, and my dad being a musician kind of got me into the rock and roll era, like time, but I definitely was theatrical and singing. I knew I had to be a part of like being on stage. I was always on stage.
Right.
Even as I think I was in a play. My first play was 8 years old, singing some little kid thing,
right.
But I just loved it. So it's just
fell in love with it. And then as you got older, you started getting into doing bands or,
I sang in my dad's rock and roll band at the Colorado State Fair for a while as like a kid, which is ridiculous. But I mean, I loved it. I sang in the choir, obviously, and I did the plays. And when I moved to Denver, I was like, I just started my own band.
Nice.
And I taught myself how to play guitar, and I just started. So it's been my life for my whole life, since I can remember.
That's cool, man.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And again, we have Buffalo Party in the studio. It is Drew, David, Gavin, Joe, and Marie. And of course, they are going to be down make sure to go to the Alligator Party on Friday the 20th. It will be at Bowman's, and that's Broadway in Louisiana, pretty close. Make sure you bring a costume. And you might want to leave your little brother and sister at home because even though it's free, it's 21 and over. So yes, indeed. And then, of course, if you miss that because you have to go to work or whatever you need to do, Seventh Circle, November 16th. They will be there on a Thursday, and I will be there right after this show. So that'll be kick-ass, you guys.
Stellar.
I'm excited about that.
Yeah, we got today's Paramount, Sam Vega, friends from Napa Valley. All going to be out at that show, and those are some good lunatic fam, if that makes perfect sense, which I think it does.
Yes, indeed. All right, man, we're going to get into this third song. This one is called State of Mind, and of course, we always like to break it down, but again, it's always subjective.
I wrote this song last summer.
What? When and how did we put this song together?
And I was like, I wrote this song. It's kind of a love song. I don't write love songs. I only write dark, depressing songs. And I played guitar. This whole song is me playing guitar, but he took it on the keys. And I don't even play guitar in the song. And they took over and they made it badass. That's all I know. They changed it. It was awesome.
One of those that's changed over the past year and a half, probably.
It's an original Buffalo Party song.
Awesome. Good stuff. It is Drew, David, Gavin, Joe, and Marie. They are Buffalo Party. This song is called State of Mind right here on the Freeza Block Show. MileHighUnderground.com, Buffalo Party.
Help me find some state of mind in love, 'cause it's free. Hold me close, no, don't let me go. Line love will set me free. Ooh, 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 ooh. Painting my portrait in life, his eyes look through brown green. He's the crack in my ceiling, it's all that I'm feeling. Baby, make me believe. Ooh, 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 ooh. Oh, say that I found true love the sound, his song, sing it sweet. All I my shore when we dream of blood-red seas. The heart is gone. Let it bleed for me like the setting sun. It's on the wing, and eternal stars yearn to be. Help me find some state of mind in love, 'cause it's free.
Buffalo Party. That song was called State of Mind. You guys give yourself some applause. We'll get that applause button going. Great stuff, man. Awesome, awesome stuff. Buffalo Party. Make sure to check them out. They're going to be having a alligator party, and it's a Halloween party as well at Bowman's. That will be Friday the 20th. Make sure to check it out. It's going to be on Broadway in Louisiana, so clear your calendar and come on out there. And also, if you missed that, go to 7th Circle on November 16th. It's a Thursday night show with today's Paramount.
And Sam Vega.
Sam Vega will also be there, man. So that will be a fantastic show. So make sure to check that out. Let's go back to that alligator party deal and talk about the concept of the alligator party, what it is. So when people go, they won't be shocked. They'll just kind of be in the know, right?
Yeah. So first off, this you do have it correct. It's a Halloween party, costume party with Buffalo Party at Alligator Party. So it's a lot of party packed into
It's
one.
a triple party, baby.
Exactly. Let's go. Kind of like the Buffalo Party formed, Alligator Party really has sort of transformed. When we wanted to do a community event originally, and that is sort of what we're building towards. We didn't know how we were going to make it happen, but our main idea behind it is that we want to throw a show for musicians, and we do have a monthly residency. It's going to be every third Friday that we are at Bowman's Vinyl and Lounge. What we do now, like I said, I go through all the process that it's been through, but what we do now is basically we book a band a month, a local band a month to sort of give exposure to. And we just sort of, because they are a vinyl lounge, we rip vintage 80s and 90s and just bring the musicians together, let them.
That is so cool, man.
Display their own art and just have a fun time on the side.
So me and my friend Cam, DJ, we have an amazing 80s and 90s vinyl collection.
They got some stuff.
Yeah, it's pretty fun. So we'll have a band play. It'll be awesome. And then after that, dance party's on. We're and it's all vinyl. We're doing the DJ thing.
That's so cool.
Till the end of the night, and people are on the dance floor dancing. It's just fun. It's so fun.
So this particular alligator party, actually, we're doing. We do have some friends from Virginia going to be touring out here called Gaffer Project, and we hop Buffalo Party on this show, bring a little extra incentive to get out, check out, like I said, give exposure to some of these bands that are passing through, and being in that whole community forum as support one another, and really make sort of an event that has its own built-in audience amongst the community that we have out here.
Cool.
For people who are genuinely trying to be in it for that sake,
and reach out and email us about playing, we're booking the shows. So
that was exactly what I was going to get to right now. So go ahead and drop that info for everybody, and any of the bands that might be, listening or watching right now that are interested in joining the Alligator Party. It sounds like a really kick-ass thing for a new local band.
it's awesome for exposure and just community. So anybody can email me at prettythunder13@gmail.com to get on that show, to book on, have a, you know.
You can always find me
Oh,
at
yeah.
grammarskooltracks@gmail.com. And together you can find us at Buffalo Party at
Music.
gmail.com.
Buffalo Party
Music at gmail.com.
But we will throw these. We'll throw these every third Friday. And like I said, 80s and 90s dance party is rad. It's just fun.
And
You know,
and
it's a good time. It's just for the community, and it's free. It's always free entry. And the people at Bowman's are amazing.
But it is a
wonderful
21
people.
and over deal, so make sure.
Yeah, it's a bar.
Leave the babies at home.
It's a bar
It's
with
a bar.
it's a bar with a house show vibe. That's how I like
right.
to
It is. It's a
feel
bar
it
at the
out.
house show vibe, and the sound's great, and the people are great, and the people running the bar, my friend Darren, Joel, they have been in Denver music community for so long. So supporting them, they support you.
There you go. That's
awesome.
what it's all about,
It's awesome.
man. Let's get this thing rolling. Indeed,
Yes.
man. Buffalo Party in the studio. It's Drew, Gavin, Joe, and Marie. David had to take on off. He's got
Gary Lee's
responsibilities
wife.
and life things going on, but indeed. It was great stuff, man. But we still got the main crew here. Gavin, we were just going to talk a little bit about the guitar on that, and we were talking about the slide at the end, and you were like, "Oh, here it comes, man!" And you
Oh
told-
yeah,
told
yeah.
us you love it.
The main star of that song is my trusty black Bic lighter. And I use that as my slide. I
love
tried
it.
to use a broken wine bottle and a broken beer bottle because it would be glass. It didn't work out so well. The Bic really pulled through. It's
You
gotta be
use,
the black.
yeah. Well, hey, man, you got to use what you've got to use, and I know. Do you go out kind of experiment a lot with stuff like that, you know, and pedals and
To the extent
effects
that I
and-
like to just play a lot of music and try different things, sure, but I haven't really ever tried to play much slide guitar. But the Bic lighter really called me.
Yeah, there you go.
Bring a little distortion into it, boost it up.
Yeah, I've never
Get
actually
big.
played electric guitar for a band before, so that's new for me. And I got to use what I can use.
Yeah, you
So-
might as well. Yeah, no doubt about it, man. Indeed. It's Buffalo Party. Drew, David, Gavin, Joe, and Marie. And David took off, but it's Drew, David.
He's here in
It's
our
Drew,
hearts.
Gavin, Joe, and Marie.
Shout out
And
to
they
David.
are Buffalo Party. Again, check them out. They will be at Bowman's. Let's talk a little bit about Bowman's before we take on off out of here, man. I've never been there. You guys were describing the place. I can't wait to check it out. And I might want to check it out every time you guys have an alligator party.
Oh, it's awesome. The alligator party's been growing too. We started it, honestly,
June.
yeah, we were like, oh, okay, well, where do we have this thing? And like, let's get involved in the community a little more, because Denver used to have such a great music community. It's lacking that, honestly.
I think so a little bit.
Oh, definitely. I've
Well,
been here.
ta-
I've lived
talk
here
to
for
us a little
18
bit.
years. I mean, it's lost a lot of it. I don't even know half the time what's going on here, but I know my friends that have lived here forever, and the music that's been here forever. Where do you play? I mean, it's just become very cutthroat and very strange. But at the same time, the love's still there. So I thought about Bowman's because they haven't been around. I mean, they haven't been around for that long. They just opened. And the guys have been in so many punk rock bands, and they've been here for a good
Right.
probably 20 years. And you go in there and you're like, this place is rad. I mean, you can buy records. It's a record store with a bar. And
There you go. That's what I'm talking about.
It's
a record store
awesome.
with a bar, baby. That's
yeah,
Hey,
and they
in
have
my
an
opinion.
amazing sound system. There's a little lounge room in the back where they have a badass PA. It's amazing.
it's
The sound is great.
amazing stuff. That's Bowman's.
Yeah.
Make sure you check it out, and make sure you go there on Friday the 20th, man. The alligator party. It's Broadway in Louisiana, right in that area. Google Maps, the whole deal, man. You can check it out, and it will be a great, great time.
It's always
And
a
these
good
guys
time there.
Will be there, and they will be kicking it live, man.
Mhm.
Well, guys, it looks like we've just about ran it on down to zero, man. I'm gonna run this song a little bit over some of the talk that we're gonna do here. So we're gonna say our goodbyes. Make sure to check out Buffalo Party again. They will be at Bowman's on Friday the 20th at 7th Circle on November 16th. And you guys go ahead and drop us all of your social info and all that good stuff. And And everybody, give them a thumbing and a liking on the Facebook. I'm sure if you get to that Facebook page, it takes you right to everything that you need to go to. Indeed, indeed. They've got SoundCloud, they've got Bandcamp. Make sure to check it out. Buffalo Party, one of the funnest, more talented bands in the metro area, man. Indeed, indeed, man. Good stuff, you guys. Goodbye. I hope everybody has a great afternoon and evening. And you guys, again, thank you so much, Buffalo Party, for coming on in. Drew, Gavin, Joe, and Marie. Indeed.
Thank you once again.
We have an open date next week, so if you're a fun band that wants to come on in and be interviewed just like Buffalo Party, come on in next week. But then, that's how we're rolling, man. And then the week after that, we have who? Who do we have in here? Week after that? Pretty Mouth will be in, indeed. So we're excited about that. Make sure to join us right here on milehighunderground.com. Everybody have a fantastic weekend. Hey, make sure to stick around. Stone and Dust in about a half hour.
Woo! Day 2, I was so upset. Day 3, and apparently last week's just a memory. Time ain't gonna wait around. Time ain't gonna turn you down. 21st century, they ain't gonna stop us now. Fake faces and vanity, realize fake democracy. Make a man wanna question work. Make a man wanna go berserk. Make a man who his hand for change. Make a man feel insanity. Make a man so oblivious, the ground crumbling under us. I don't see the blue skies fall. I don't see the blue skies fall. And when I see the distant future, my eyes all gray. And when I see the tears welling up in that shade, I wanna burn down. I wanna make you see the nightmare you really are. I wanna burn you down. I wanna make you see the nightmare you really are. I wanna burn you down.
All right, now this is the funnest part of the show where I always like to keep the artists in for a little extra so they can cut me a promo. And we've talked about it, and I think we can do this. So go ahead and hit it, kids.
And we are melting it down to 0. milehighunderground.com. Woo!
All right, now I need each of you to say your names.
Start with
You can say your name in those, just say your name in the mic. So
David Starr Dunn.
Joe Schramm.
Gavin St. John.
Marie Litton.
one of you
Andrew
guys has to say
McClellan.
hi. Hi.
Hey!
One more time on that.
Hi.
All right. And
MJ
gonna say-
Litton.
who's going to say, and
MJ Litton.
Who's going to say, and we're Buffalo Party.
And we're Buffalo Party, coming from milehighunderground.com.
You could just say, and we're Buffalo Party.
And we're Buffalo Party.
We are Buffalo Party.
Yeah.
Kisses.
There you go.
Seriously.
All right. And some laughter.
Deuces.
Yes, indeed.
Kisses and
Yes.
deuces.
Awesome stuff, man. I can definitely
love.
cut that together. All right, man. And back to your regularly, not easy for me to say, regularly scheduled music, but stick around. We're going to have Stone and Dustin in about a half hour. So keep it right here, milehighunderground.com. Freeza Block Show.
Thanks, Steve.
Wish you were here lying by my side. I can hold you, baby, all through the night. Touch your skin, oh, see you smile is what I desire. It's you I want, why can't you see? It's you I want, why can't you see? I ran away because of me. It's you I want, baby, oh, why can't you see? Oh, 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 oh.